Well, Justin, I think it means we're in the stream, actually, and we're in picks and bans going into the game. This is the final that we just streamed, the semifinals of WinterDollphin, SoulMigger, the Black Mirror, indokidd, and iPwnProNoobs. Over on the other side, Forbes to Beast, DarthReptar840 Prodigial Dank, who is becoming a regular face here, as is ArmoredRogue, and CharbertoLamonzo, which is pretty interesting. So, very interesting so far. We see a Shen top picked up first. This was blue team playing the team that had the Trundle last game. We might be able to see a Trundle again, but Shen going to be the first lock-in. And DarthReptar840 going to go ahead and hover Thresh. And then Malphite being hovered as well. I was going to put myself to my face so I could open these messages, but Malphite being hovered here on ArenaOnline. This could be pretty big. Malphite, ooh, that's kind of a more traditional pick. I think the stream would prefer to see Malphite, but it is completely... oh, this could be a takeaway on the Trundle. Could we see Trundle top here in ArenaOnline? Back-to-back games with Trundle? I think we might. 2 seconds, 1 second. And Malphite. You know, sometimes we get trolled. Sometimes we do the trolling. This one was a version of the former. I'm going to get away from Champion Select just a little bit. And if we happen to have an admin online, I have a friend who's trying to find a way to get into the games tonight. His friend doesn't have a tournament or a beta invite just yet, but we're seeing Trundle again, LeBlanc and Shen as well. So my question to the admin being, though, is there any way to get beta invites the same day you make the account so that he can play today? Whenever you guys get back to me, that is fine. And we're seeing Trundle. We're seeing a Tahm Kench. Are we going to unbench the Kench here on jungle? Could this possibly be what's happening? This is going to be a very hyped game, and I hope we advertise the heck out of it. So we do have quite a few streamers on here today. This is, however, the only official one that is recognized by ArenaOnline admins. Just ask them. They're in the chat right now. We have the banners to prove it, and Tahm Kench locked in. This is going to be a fun game. This is the first Tahm Kench I think that we've seen in ArenaOnline, at least in this week. He hasn't really been a big pickup, but ArmoredRogue going to try to take him in the jungle. But overall, Purple Team's team comp is really flexible right now because you could go Malphite jungle with Tahm Kench top. So you've got two picks that you're not really sure are going to be locked into those particular roles. It's going to be a Braum support, it looks like, here again. Probably a Braum Kalista, if I had to take a guess. I think that's what they played last time. Actually, no, Kalista was on blue team. Last time they played Lucian Alistar. So Braum Kate this time. It's pretty nice, actually. I think Braum Lucian is a stronger lane, but Braum Kate has more poke. So another pretty interesting team comp coming out from blue team. They've got the Trundle worked into here, and we can't underestimate the Trundle. I think their team comp, obviously it's got basically the same strengths and weaknesses it had last time, except this time they've got more of a well-rounded comp. They've got some some shields from Shen with his ultimate, and then they've also got the LeBlanc burst and the AP route, so that's pretty good. They also have Trundle, jungle, which we've seen before, Kate on their side, and then Braum for Peel. So a pretty well-rounded comp from blue team. I don't think it's the best comp that we've seen yet, but they are interesting champions, and they should work out pretty well. Then we've got Malphite, Thresh, Sivir, Tahm Kench, and Morgana over on the other side. This is interesting. We're seeing a mid-Morgana, maybe, and a support Thresh, or vice versa, although it's kind of weird to see a mid-Thresh. So I think Purple Team going more for the utility of the team fights. Morgana picking up that teleport, which I think is good because it's not like you really need Ignite on Morgana. Either you kill him or you don't. So the teleport just kind of helping with some of the roams. Plus we've got an answer to Shen's teleport and Malphite's teleport, and we've also got an answer to his ult in Morgana's teleport. So those are the teams. They're in a 2-minute delay. Let's see. And I believe the queues go down at 6 p.m. tonight. So this will be one of our last games that we can cast, or one of our last full tournaments, rather. This is the finals. So the finals happening right now for this game. We saw the semifinals just before it, and the queues go down at 6. So go ahead and queue up in client if you want, but don't forget to tune in to the VODs and the live stream as they happen. This particular coverage only available at twitch.tv/ChaoticObsidian. There are a lot of other streamers, but we're the original streamers. I think you should go check out everyone in the LoL Arena or the ArenaOnline community, though, as we have some pretty good people. I'm actually going to check out the other team as we have Ekiyakov, who might be brought on as a guest commentator in the last game. Alternatively, we're also hopefully going to be able to bring on Russian Bobster for the last game, because he's been our guest for the last couple of days. Last couple of weeks, actually. We had him last week, too. So hopefully, once the tickets die down and the admins get in here and everyone starts to flood to watch the coverage of the last game, we can get some very interesting things to happen. So the new guy, I'm assuming you're referring to EarthKey. He is actually not casting with me today on Sunday. He has other casts and obligations to take care of. He jumped in. He actually had a cast scheduled for Saturday, but since I told him TDK was going to be in the tournaments, he decided to go ahead and let his company know that he was going to be casting with me today, or with me yesterday. And then he also worked out some kind of a deal with his bosses for some other stuff. So he was able to get off on Saturday. He's not on Skype right now. Otherwise, I'd invite him, certainly. But Sundays are kind of my day off, my day to relax. I still dress out because this isn't a casual stream. I'm not a casual. Ugh, makes me sick just thinking of people that don't wear suits when they stream, or at least vests. Very nice. It's a purple vest, if you can't tell. I've got a silver tie on and a white shirt. I used to have a lot more dress clothes, but I don't know where they went. They just kind of disappeared on me, which is weird. Because I haven't done anything with them, but Corrosion? Yes, we certainly can shoutcast together. If you direct message me your Skype name, just so you don't put it in stream, that'd be great. I know, whenever you're playing, you don't want to wear a suit or a dress shirt, but it's just nice to look very professional, especially when you have the name like ArenaOnline right up here. You're representing ArenaOnline with the stream, so you gotta look like your ArenaOnline material. On top of talking the talk, you gotta walk the walk, you know? Talking about talking the talk and walking the walk, we're gonna see champions walk onto the Rift here pretty soon. We're seeing 100% load-ins, but look at these fancy borders. We've got a plat and a diamond, a gold, 4 silvers, and SoulMigger, I'm not sure what he is. I don't think he is anything over plat, as I don't remember a diamond being in the last game. Nope, he's silver. That's okay. Team Plat versus Team Diamond. Hashtag Team Diamond or hashtag Team Plat. Who do you think's going to win this game? We've got Trundle, we've got Braum, we've got Kate, we've got LeBlanc and Shen on blue team, and then Malphite, Thresh, Sivir, Tahm, Kench, and Morgana mid on red team. Yes, casters definitely can be a lot more rigid with their dress code because they don't have to be incredibly reactive with their reflexes. You just have to kind of cast out what's going on. And Corrosion, if you would be interested in casting with me tonight, like I said, go ahead and direct message me. You can add me in client, ChaoticObsidian, or you can find me on Discord at ChaoticObsidian. You're just going to have to search the list over to the right and then direct message me from there. If I happen to see you floating around, I'll get some information from you. But obviously, I'm going to be focusing on the stream as long as it's up. When I go to commercial breaks, it's when I'm going to be trekking around. So I'd prefer your Skype information so we can get you in on this cast. And just be in mind that you would be doing the analysis, player builds, champion matchups, and a little bit of the champion select from the live stream. Unless I know you pretty well, I don't actually give out tournament codes, as tournament codes are power. You can really ghost pretty hardcore against tournament codes. Ooh, big awkward silence there. So we're going to put a little bit of music on in the background. And once this game loads in, we're about 58. We might not even need to load it. We might not even need the music on right now. Whoa, well, let's put our logo up there. We are ArenaOnline official. As far as I know, I am the official ArenaOnline caster, commentator, streamer, the whole 9 yards. I do it all right now. I'm hopefully going to have some people to help me out, but for right now, I'm doing it all. I'm going to try to get, with the admin's approval, of course, because I don't want to go outside of their bounds, make an enemy out of ArenaOnline, because they've been so great to me so far. So I'm going to try to set up some sort of a Patreon or something like that. For those of you that feel like you need to give me money for the stream to be at its most enjoyable for you, I'll have the option. I'm not going to spam it or like demand that you give me money for watching, because that's a very bad move. We are getting onto the Rift here, though. If anyone has interest in donating, though, let me know, just so I kind of have a feeling for whether I should even set up a Patreon. It would be a monthly subscription of any kind of money that you would like. You know, anywhere from, I think, 1 penny to, you know, as many thousands of dollars a month as you're willing to give me. But please don't give me that much. I don't know what I would do with it. Oh, I would freak out. First, I'd probably have to quit my day job, which I kind of like, actually. It gives me a lot of downtime to look at summoner stats and player builds and the whole 9 yards. We're going to see a face check from Braum, but it wasn't really punished. Thresh looking like he started Flay instead of... He hasn't started anything yet. So if he would have started Hook, he probably would have been able to get a bit of a lockdown, maybe burn Braum's flash just out of sheer terror, but he wouldn't be able to actually get a kill. Yes, it is basically a sub button through Twitch, or that's not through Twitch. I don't have the sub button for Twitch yet. I don't have enough followers. Well, go ahead and hit that follow button and get me one step closer. If we get a whole bunch of viewers on the stream, we might even get partnered, and that would be amazing. You know, eventually we'll get featured on the homepage, hopefully. I don't know why I have the teamfight overlay on. And if we get featured, we're seeing some dropped frames here. I apologize for that. I don't know what's happening exactly. A little bit of a stutter. I'm going to go ahead and pause and try to investigate these issues. I apologize, everyone. My internet seeming to be a little bit overworked right now. I'm going to close out of all these extra tabs. I do appreciate the help, Razor. And you know what? I'm going to try to give you moderator, just so people have some extra information. So we're going to see if the drop frames have stopped. It looks like they're still going. If it becomes an issue, I will restart the stream and just see if I can fix it. So keep me updated on it. Yeah, some technical issues going down. I do hate technical issues. My internet has been so great for the longest time that drop frames really haven't been an issue. Back in the old days, however, I used to get drop frames all the time. My streams were not super high quality. Then my ISP kind of got its stuff together and worked on fixing its reliability issues. So now it's generally much more reliable. I don't normally have complaints about it. We are seeing a bunch of drop frames here, though. So keep me posted on it if it gets bad. Like I said, I'll restart the stream. Otherwise, I'll just go full steam ahead. The death sentence is going to land. He's going to go in. He's level 2 versus the level 1, and he caught a hook first, followed up by a flay, but they're focusing on the Braum instead of Kate. So Braum not going to go down very easily. Kate taken incredibly low. She still has heal, though, so she shouldn't go down unless some kind of death sentence intervenes. Shen trying to farm up as best he can, finding some poke on the Malphite, popping the shield. I do know that the drop frames is from my upload. It's just something that really doesn't change too much. It's just... I know you don't download to the Twitch servers, but sometimes it could also be related to your CPU usage or memory usage, which is why I'm closing all the extra tabs. It brings up a lot of extra memory when you have a bunch of tabs open in Google Chrome. It's a pretty big memory hog. So we might have to go to a brief intermission and try to sort out these issues. But I'm going to try to focus on the game as much as I can. Just keep an eye on it, and we'll do our best. The block shield is going to be bursted down before the Q, or the W was E. Sorry about that. Was going to trigger, so it does actually get the stun. The Shen taunt going to miss onto Malphite. Otherwise, it could have been quite a bit more damage taken. He would have been able to get the minion damage in a lot faster. The E going down on the Morgana. That's going to be followed up with the Q. And they're both going to pop. Trundle waiting off in the wings. This could be a successful gank that we see here. Trundle following up with the portal, but it's going to actually get snared in tower range. He's going to flash, but it's not going to be enough. Try to turn it over to a minion for a little bit of sustain, but first blood going over to Morgana in kind of a botched gank. The tower range was quite a bit higher than you would have expected from that situation. He got snared just inside of tower range. He walked into tower range for a second and got snared up, like, immediately. And that kind of was the end of that. Forbes to Beast going very low. Shen's going to have a Grasp of the Undying for a little bit more sustain. So top lane going pretty heavily in Shen's favor. He's got a massive health advantage right now. He is full health to Malphite's tower back, platform back, basically. He's getting full health back from the fountain. He's starting a Ruby Crystal. I don't know what it's going to become, but Tahm eating LeBlanc. The clone's going to pop, but he's going to be able to find it out. Flashes in. The red buff should be enough. Pops on his gray health, and he's actually going to go down to the tower in exchange. He didn't even need to do the flash. She had health potions, but I still think red buff was probably going to take her down. That could have been what happened there. If it's only like what drop frame every few minutes, like, you know, a couple of like a second of drop frames, which would be about 30 frames every 5 minutes or so, that shouldn't really be too bad. But if it gets super noticeable, makes it kind of sad. I hate talking about technical issues. So we're going to see a death sentence hit. He's going to try to get Braum the angle so that he takes more damage from Sivir. Sivir putting down the ricochet shot. Going to be able to find Braum. The heal comes down and saves it nicely. Kate able to 90 caliber net away and find that extra headshot. Misses the Piltover Peacemaker, but it hits minions, which I guess is kind of the plan there. You want to angle your 90 caliber net, or your Piltover, so that it hits minions and champions. Wow, I'm struggling to talk right now. I'm so sorry. But you want to angle it so that it hits minions and champions, as it kind of gives you the most efficiency for your mana and overall damage dealt. Plus, you're still pushing the wave towards them, and Sivir can just push back to you. So it's really just kind of like a shove fest down here. Sivir with her ricochet changes, definitely able to push very well now. Her Boomerang Blade's always been pretty effective, as has her ricochet before the changes, but now it's even better as you're getting that crit that Riot has promised you. Yes, and we saw the Tahm Kench burn flash and die in the mid lane, which is just super greedy. He only has the Stalker Blade now. He's going what looks like Berserker's Greaves, which I think is always an interesting buy on Tahm Kench. I kind of like going attack speed Tahm Kench, but it's not always super effective. It could be unrelated boots plus like a Nashor's Tooth, though. The Shen taunt, or the Shadow Dash, is going to miss onto Malphite, who's going to have his shield popped, and now all this damage is going to stick. Grasp of the Undying from Shen, giving him a little bit of health back. Malphite trying to find a similar situation. He clears out the minions with that E, whatever the ability name is. Give me 1 second and I can tell you. With the Ground Slam, that's a pretty easy ability. Looks like he gets angry, he slams the ground. Pretty standard. Shen now putting a lot of damage onto the minions. Just trying to get more farm lead than what he has right now. He's up about 8 farm. And it's going pretty well for him. He hasn't died. He hasn't really come close to dying. He's just been bursting out Malphite. Speaking of dying, though, Tahm Kench in a bit of a situation. Morgana's going to be able to come in, puts down the black shield. It's not going to be enough. SoulMigger actually picking up the kill onto ArmoredRogue once it's all said and done. Wow, I forget the name of her Q. What is the name of her Q? Dark Binding. Duh. Shadow Dash can land on the Malphite, though, but the Dark Binding was knocking Trundle in place. Put the Tormented Soil on him, took quite a bit of damage. The tanks are actually coming close to killing each other in this bot lane, but without a very nice Shadow Dash, I don't think anyone's going to be able to really do anything. Unstoppable Force to turn it around. followed up by a ground slam, and then the auto attack damage from his W would actually probably get them a kill, because Malphite has quite a bit of damage, but he doesn't have the mana for it. And Shen can just kind of Shadow Dash away in response if he sees the Unstoppable Force in a super... yes, you got... I went ahead and put moderator on you just so people have much more respect when you say information in chat, because that moderator symbol certainly gives the appearance of a lot of power. Even if you don't actually do anything related to the stream, anytime you say something, people are going to be like, oh, it's a moderator. He must be official. Shen taking out a cannon minion. He's now up quite a bit of CS. He's actually up 18, and he's going to find a Shadow Dash followed up by the Q to block out the auto attacks. Grasp of the Undying trades back and forth. Malphite having to walk out again. He doesn't have teleport up, so he can't really go back to base and not miss experience like he did the first time. Ooh, more damage going down. Forbes to Beast going very low, actually. Shadow Dash, I think, was used at the beginning of that fight, as has been the combo. He Shadow Dashes in and then puts down quite a bit of damage, gets the Grasp of the Undying proc, and then gets out before Malphite can get his. Sometimes I forget to breathe. I don't even really realize it. I just cast without breathing for, you know, minutes. You would never think my lung capacity would be that good, but when I'm entertained and distracted, I guess it takes precedence over my breathing. Trundle's going to be able to take over his blue buff, though. I guess it comes with shoutcasting solo. You have to kind of talk to yourself and the viewers and about the game to everyone. It's a pretty difficult thing to do. And I'm not saying I'm fantastic at it, but hey, you know, I get viewers. Viewers seem to like it. I seem to like it. And that's all that really matters. As long as you enjoy your life. Cannon Minion is going to be missed in the bot lane, though, which is not really that big of a deal when you're up 20 CS already. But let's see, the gold 400 in Sivir's favor, but she hasn't actually backed in a while. She can't really go use that benefit that she's getting. That Soul Shackle is going to go down on the Trundle, who gets eaten by Tahm Kench and spit out, which actually breaks the Soul Shackle's binding. So Tahm Kench making sure that Trundle can live, actually. Otherwise, he would have gotten stunned up. If he waits for him to get stunned up or snared and then eats him, I think it's much better. As you want to kind of layer your CC as opposed to disrupting it. If he also would have turned the other way and threw him back into... if he turns back into Morgana and actually takes down the damage. But we're going to see Braum taken very low. The flash coming in, healed off again. Prodigial Dank going down, takes a 90 or a pult over to the face, along with a 90 caliber net, I think it was. So Kate with some really good heal timings. Apparently there's some good communication going down there, but they used a lot down in the bot lane. We're seeing the Trundle pillar having to be flashed over. Shadow Dash guaranteed to hit when Malphite doesn't have flash up, unless he Unstoppable Forces it. But who's going to Unstoppable Force a Shadow Dash, really? If it's not that bad, I mean, it just comes down to is taking the stream offline while I restart my computer more of a disruption than the dropped frames, or less so. And if it's more of a distraction, I'm just not going to be able to really do it. I can't justify it. But I will certainly investigate it before my next game. I'm going to try to do everything that I can, run a couple of speed tests, triage the issues. If I have to, call tech support, but that's going to delay us a little bit. And the queues are presumably already down. It's 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern, or Central Time. So I believe the queues are down now for the evening, which means this could be one of our last tournament games. So I'll have plenty of time to work out the issues for next week. Tahm Kench unable to take away that Herald, and he's going to go down for his troubles. Trundle able to pick that up, I would imagine. Trundle or Shen. Looks like they give it over to Trundle. Trundle's going to find a pillar right here in this choke point. Malphite's going to have to Unstoppable Force it if he wants to live. Trundle pillar must not be up right now. Trying to find the Unstoppable Force over the wall. Kind of knocked back a little bit by the Trundle pillar and knocks him outside of tower range. So that's not too bad. A death sentence is going to land onto Sivir as Kate as the teleport comes down. Morgana with an immediate Soul Shackle is followed up by an immediate flash. Sivir coming back in for the extra damage. CharbertoLamonzo. There we go. With a really nice teleport play there. They followed it up really nicely. Sivir came back in for more damage. which is exactly what you want to do. You want to get assists and kills on AD carry whenever you can. She's at 1 assist now with 1 death. Kate only at 1 kill, 0 deaths. But she's down quite a bit of CS, and therefore 100 gold deficit being had by Kate. They're going different items. Kate looks like she's going towards the Pickaxe BF Zeal completion, which is the optimal AD carry build. And then Sivir is just going Essence Reaver, first item it looks like. Unless she's doing something very stupid with her build that involves a BF sword and a Warhammer that's actually not going to build into anything. Caulfield's Warhammer pretty much only builds into Essence Reaver as far as AD carries are concerned. Because, for instance, I'm an AD carry main and I don't know what else it builds into. If anything. Does it build into a Black Cleaver? Is that what that is? I don't even know. Which is why I need an analyst whenever I can get one. Anyone that knows a bunch of stuff about the game or a bunch of stuff about ArenaOnline, I can kind of talk about it in between the streams. Just keep me entertained. I would love to have you on the caster desk and on the stream. The Dark Binding, or the Black Shield comes down, but it doesn't actually stop the slow. It's going to stop everything else. It's get bursts before the E passive triggers, so she's going to go very low. Catches the Soul Binding, or Soul Shackles. Ooh, I'm sorry, Torment. Dark Binding, wow. Onto a minion under the tower. Would have been death onto a champion under the tower. SoulMigger having to flash. A red buff Tahm Kench is not somebody that you want auto-attacking you. And he went Devourer. Okay, so I guess the longsword or the dagger goes into Devourer. Again, I'm not a jungler, so I don't really know. Prodigial Dank going very low. Trundle's going to be able to finalize that kill, presumably with the ultimate. He puts it down. He's got a bunch of damage, and now the Kate ult's going to be going down. It should be enough to finalize this kill. The red buff is burning. He catches a beautiful death sentence followed up by a flay, but then he's just going to get smited. Oh, come on, Trundle. You can't bring smite to a support fight. That's just not fair. But you can bring smite to a Malphite, if you're ever wondering about that. Yes, I know that was embarrassing for myself and everyone involved, but I thought it was pretty funny, and I'm going to continue to say things like that. You know, Master Tier would be pretty interesting to have on the stream. Also, anyone with a decent following that we can gain some viewers from, or notoriety. You know, people without them, they're going to be able to gain notoriety from us, though. So hopefully it'll be pretty good. Kate's going to be able to take out Tahm Kench as I'm talking about Twitch chat, basically. The stun's going to find Morgana, and Kate's going to be able to finalize that kill. She's now 3-0-2. Shen is 3-0-1, and blue team looking again like they can win this with a somewhat inferior team comp. It's not like it's a bad team comp, but it's really relying on the outplays more so than the team fight plays, and that's pretty cool interaction. The Q actually blocks out Malphite's Q, so I guess in the battle of Qs, Shen wins. It's more like a less of a solo Q, more of a dynamic Q kind of thing, I guess. Malphite taking a shadow dash to the face. Shen's going to be able to bring his sword back to him, say, "Come to me, brother," and shield him up a little bit. Grasp of the Undying's going down. Yet again, he calls his sword. Huzzah! But Malphite calls into Tahm Kench, followed by an unstoppable force. The Q is going to trigger. He's going to get eaten right before he could dash over the wall. He flashes kind of pointlessly. It's not like he's going to be able to gain enough distance, but he had the plan of flashing and then dashing over the wall. You know, TK, you were the original streamer that hosted me. You were the first person to ever give me a host, and to this day you are one of 2 people that's ever actually hosted me, so there's no way I can just forget you. Every time I see you in the chat, I get all giddy. I get happy. Sorry, Cortana, I don't need you to talk to me right now. As Cortana minimizing League of Legends, as I hear a death sentence landing, a Dark Binding gonna find LeBlanc, and she's gonna basically burn to death on that sticky soil. I don't want to even think about what's in that soil. There's got to be some kind of acid or acidic element. Ooh, we are seeing a pause coming in, though. So while we get the pause coming in, I'm going to go ahead and go to this screen and try to fix some of these issues.